And we'll kickstart this edition with some news just coming in. Pahalgam-like communications device has been seized in Shopian. China-made Ultrasat device with slain terrorists. Through Ultrasats, the new encrypted communication system of terrorists has been recovered from Shopian. 3 Lashkar terrorists have been killed here. Lashkar commander Shahid also killed in this encounter. 3 LAT terrorists killed in Shopian. 2 terrorists have been identified, and the identity of this third one is yet to be confirmed, is what we're learning. I'm going straight across to Mir Farid. Mir, this encounter had been underway. Talk to us about those 2 terrorists being neutralized. The third one is suspected to be from Pakistan. What more can you tell us?
Well, this first thing that I can tell you is that the operation is over, gunfight is over, and right now, as is the SOP, search and sanitization effort is on. And that's why I'll just show you first where we are right now. This is a perfect illustration of the kind of topography and the kind of jungle area the Lashkar and Jaish are camping in these days, and that's why these operations are tricky and difficult. To your question, yes, 2 have been killed, and both of them are locals. In fact, 3 have been killed, 2 of whom are locals. They have been identified as Shahid Kutte, who's a local from Shopian, had joined the Lashkar ranks 3-4 years back, and was right now considered as the operational commander for South Kashmir as far as Lashkar is concerned. And then Adnan Shafi, another youth who joined or picked up the gun 2 years back. He was categorized as C, and then they also had a non-local FT of the Lashkar. And this is the combination that we see normally. They go in a group where there is a mix of locals and non-locals. But security agencies obviously are calling it a success because Shahid Kutte was the main man for Lashkar as far as the local cadre is concerned. He was well versed with the area. He was also someone who was bringing in new recruitment into the Lashkar, bringing in fresh blood, and that's why they're considering this as a success. But as we have been repeating, local militancy or local cadre as far as Jaish and Lashkar is concerned is very less. It's a trickle right now compared to 5-8 years back when they used to be in hundreds. Right now, according to a multi-agency estimate, there are around 15 to 20 of them who are active in North-South Kashmir, and out of whom 2 have been killed today. So the challenge is not local, the challenge is non-local, because of late, last couple of years, we have seen to keep the pot of militancy boiling, you have non-local FTs of Lashkar and Jaish, who are literally war machines created, they're brainwashed, and then they're also being trained in jungle warfare to sustain in forest area, to use GPS to stay out of security forces intel network by not using any communication devices, ensuring limited connect with the locals. So all these new SOPs these terror outfits are using to ensure that they are not tracked, there are no encounters against them, camping in the forest area. And it is the same thing that these 2 were doing, this group was doing. They're also camping in the forest area. Now let me show you once again. This is the Keller forest area. These are the upper reaches of Shopian, and just look at the topography, the kind of thick jungle, the kind of low visibility you have. Then you also have streams, you have boulders, you have small hutments of the nomad community that also act as stoppage points or points where they can stop and take food items, ration. So this is the kind of topography that of late has been the camping sites of Lashkar and Jaish, be it Kashmir and be it Jammu. So these are the challenges obviously that the security forces face, and this is a new strategy from the built-up areas where you used to see operations every day to these jungles where operations are difficult, human intel is difficult to really intercept digital communication or wireless communication is difficult, considering they're using ultrasats which use encrypted communication. So these are the new challenges that security forces face. But this is significant because this operation has happened post Pahalgam, and in fact, clear directions from the Home Ministry that the security forces need to go all out against Lashkar and Jaish in South Kashmir so as to have a security environment where you can have a safe and sound Amarnath Yatra. So this is the beginning of those operations. In the coming days, we could see many more such operations happening across the length and breadth of the Kashmir Valley.
That's right. You know, these are, China-made ultra sets, and they don't require SIMs, and it also, makes things very difficult as far as the investigation agencies and as far as the forces are concerned to track these terrorists down and hunt them down like we have. So this is a very, very successful operation in every sense of the word. But talk to us a little about, there's so much speculation that there was there in the morning about the hunt being on for the terrorists behind the Pahalgam attack. In fact, there's so many questions being asked about this particular encounter having any link to the Pahalgam attack, isn't it?
Well, I can categorically tell you that this operation had no connection with the Pahalgam operations or the perpetrators of the Pahalgam carnage. We know that's a different group. That's the Musa Fauji group of the Lashkar, and that group operates independently. In fact, there are 3 of them who are occasionally held by a local operative. But he's not a permanent feature of that group. That keeps changing depending on their changing locations. If they move to South Kashmir, you will have a different local cadre with them. If they go to North, if they go to Central, you will have different OGW. So they have a different pattern to their movements. And also considering that you talk of the Musa Fauji group, which started, in fact, came into the security forces radar once they carried out the Sonmarg tunnel attack. We know the 7 people were killed there, and then they also carried out the Botpatri army truck attack. Then in Jammu they carried out attack. Their footprints were also found in Dachigam, Srinagar. And then finally, if you talk of Pahalgam carnage, they were the executors. So this tells you that how much they have been traveling through the jungle, the kind of crisscrossing from North Kashmir to South Kashmir to Central Kashmir to Jammu on the other side to Pir Panchal, and then to North Kashmir, Botpatri, and then finally to Pahalgam. So this tells you that they are very well versed with the jungle topography, with the tracks. They have the latest wherewithal, be it the communication devices. They do not use or need internet to run those devices. Area maps are fed in them. These are military grade GPS devices. They have the latest weaponry, and they are very well trained in jungle warfare. They can sustain in jungles for long periods. They have a different mechanism of their own. Last some time, our sources said that they have absolutely vanished from the intel grid. There is no intelligence that is being generated against them. They've got radio silence, no communication with their handlers, no thermal footprint. So that really is a massive challenge the security forces have, because there is nothing on them that is coming out as a form of intel. And that is why what security agencies right now are relying on is massive physical scan sweep of the forest areas, from one forest to the other, from one location to the other. And let me also tell you that has moved way beyond out of Pahalgam. Pahalgam, right now, there are operations there, but the focus is not now on Pahalgam, but across South Kashmir in different forest areas.
All right, Mir, I'm going to thank you for the moment. The 3, in fact, the terrorists, essentially, who've been neutralized there is what Mir was getting us details of. As far as the Pahalgam attack is concerned, those terrorists are still on the run. Security agencies have also offered 20 lakh rupee reward, is what we know, on their whereabouts, to anybody who gives information on their whereabouts.